morning all this occurred, I got up 7 a.m., take a shower to go to a part-time job that I had, and while I was washing my hair, I suddenly got this sharp pain in both forearms, right and left. And so I got through the shower, finished my hair, went out to brush my teeth, and I couldn't hold the toothbrush. My hand was shaking so bad I couldn't control it. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go get dressed and head out. And I went to put a shirt on, and I couldn't raise my arms over my head. I couldn't get them past here. At that point, I got kind of freaked out, and I yelled to my husband and said, hey, something's going on. I'm afraid I'm having a stroke. And by the time he helped me get dressed and we got out the door, my right leg had started to go numb. And at that point, by the time we got to the ER, I could not move my right leg at all.
I had neck problems, couldn't turn it all the way full range motion. And it just kept getting progressively worse. And that's how I came to Dr. Sonny and his team. And he took a very good approach, told me that he wasn't in a hurry to do surgery. We did an MRI and discovered that it was bone on bone, and that's what was causing me so much pain.
It was pretty much almost one day to the next. Like one day I was perfectly fine. I had gone shopping with a friend, and then the next day I woke up and my back was in so much pain. As the day progressed, I got progressively worse. I was trying to cook myself some food for meal prep for like the week coming, and I bent over to pick up something out of the oven, and it's like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. This really hurts. And I was able to straighten myself back up, but it was just daunting to realize that I can no longer do everyday functions anymore.
We have no known individual trauma to my neck or my back. However, over the years, I probably abused it more than I should have. I was working on our property, clearing a lot of brush, working with different instruments, swinging them around, torquing my body funny, carrying 75-pound rocks, building a garden. And so all of those things I'm sure led up to it, but there was no specific event. However, over the period of time, I know that my back, I had probably abused it in ways I shouldn't have. And that's what resulted was the inability to walk.
I wasn't able to lift, I wasn't able to turn, I wasn't able to use my neck to back up to see things because it would just be so much pain. I wasn't able to stand for long periods of time. And that was a problem because I had a teenage son playing basketball that I kept going to his game, but I couldn't sit down. I had to stand and rock and hold my neck. And it was just, when you're having pain like that on bone, you don't know where it's coming from. It makes your whole body from your head to your toe feel like you're in pain and that things are bad.
I ended up having surgery on my back, and prior to that, the doctors wanted to try a non-surgical method, which was the epidural spinal injections. I ended up having 2 out of the 3 spinal injections before we officially decided to have the surgery procedure done. The first shot alleviated some of the pain but didn't make it go away. The second one alleviated it a little bit more, but it never got rid of the full pain and the numbness that occasionally happened. After the second one, I decided to go ahead with the surgery because I was afraid that if we even did the third one, I was still going to have surgery anyway, and I'd rather just go ahead and take care of it now instead of waiting another 2 months. And in the end, we chose to go in and do the vertebrae fusion.
I went to Resolute Health emergency room to be seen. We thought I was having a stroke. They did a CT scan, confirmed it wasn't a stroke, had a neurological consult with a doctor from Houston and determined what had happened was the collapse of the neck and the back. And at that time, Dr. Sonny was the spine surgeon on call at Resolute. However, Resolute had just opened 3 months prior, and so he didn't have all his equipment there in the operating room, so he transferred me down to Guadalupe Regional, where he did both surgeries, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday.
The first injection, I got relief from the first injection. Lasted maybe 8 months. I was very excited, you know. And then Dr. Sani and Dr. Nelson both had told me that they couldn't guarantee that it would fix me. They just knew it would give me some relief because I had never had an injection. So I was fine with that. The second injection wasn't quite as successful as the first one. And then the third injection almost was like putting air in a tube. It just went right out. So we did the surgery, I believe in April of 2016. And I have had great success, great relief from it. Things that I wasn't able to do before the surgery, I was able to do it. And now this is 2020 and still I don't have any problems.
The success from that surgery has been incredible. I walk, I run, I do water aerobics, I do yoga. It's been awesome.
I felt whole again, you know. There's nothing like feeling broken and not complete. Before the surgery, going to my son's game was a fight because I couldn't sit in the bleachers and enjoy the game with my wife and my friends. I would have to stay on the side and lean up against, you know, the bleachers. But after that, I was able to sit in the bleachers with a chair, you know, sit in the bleachers, enjoy the game, not have a problem. The metal that I have in my neck lets me know that it's there, but it's not uncomfortable. And so assuming all my activities with no issues. I have no issues.
The biggest thing that is different, I shouldn't say I'm not afraid of the back pain coming back. I just know that it's not going to come back for a while, if it does at all. I guess the pressure that the herniated disc and everything was putting on my back, I walked kind of with a limp, and I no longer do that. It's weird realizing that I'm walking better, I'm walking straighter, I have better posture, you know, my back doesn't hurt. I just want to say thank you, Dr. Sani, for everything that you did and helping me get back on my feet, back to work without the back pain that I've had for more years than I care to count. And thank you, Dr. Nelson, for being there with Dr. Sani, helping me out and answering any and all questions I may have had throughout this journey.
And I feel extremely blessed and fortunate that he was the one that was on call, because after he did the surgery, we got to know him. I went back and I did some research. I know that he's Baylor trained. I know that he worked at Bentob. I know his experience level, and it made me feel very confident that I was going to make a very positive, progressive recovery. And I think that from everything I've been through and the success I've had, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better surgeon. I couldn't have asked for a nicer staff. They're just top-notch, 5-star all the way. Been really, really pleased.
But yes, I have recommended, and I strongly recommend, you know, Dr. Sani and Dr. Nelson.